everybody, Troy here. We are at Adams Go-Kart Track in Riverside, California, doing a really special kind of test today. We've got Supermoto bikes, really fun, cheap, bang for the buck kind of motorcycle. And we've put a really unique kind of test today, putting gas with the Suzuki DRZ 400 SM against electric, the Zero FX, but it's not just any Zero FX. With me to my left is Harlan Flagg, the man behind Hollywood Electrics, and he's done some magical things to this particular Zero FX. Harlan, thanks for coming here with us, and why don't you tell us some more about this FX?
So what we have here is a custom Zero FX Supermoto. What we've done is we've got a bolt-on Supermoto kit. It offers the improved front brake rotor, the increased size floating rotor. It's got the brake caliper adapter bracket to accommodate the larger brake rotor. And of course it's got the custom laced XL rim Supermoto wheels. So the bike itself is relatively stock other than the Supermoto kit. The batteries and the motor, all stock Zero FX. The only difference in this bike versus the FX that you can purchase off your dealer showroom is the wheel kit, and you can order one of those kits from Hollywood Electrics. The suspension's got plenty of travel in it for hitting those jumps, and we've dialed in the suspension a bit.
All right, so we got the full day of riding on the Suzuki DRZ 400 SM and on the Zero FX with the Hollywood Electrics Supermoto modifications. Been quite a fun day, right, Tom? And I mean, there's so much to say about both these bikes. Why don't you begin just downloading your brain on what happened today?
My brain's still going, whoopee! Yeah, it was a hell of a fun day. It's, we've done fun things like this in the past, ice racing and whatnot. But this was such an easy thing to do. An hour away from home, just to even come down for a track day. I think it was like $50 or something. You ride the track. You drop a dirt bike with some hand grips on and stuff, and you pick it back up and you keep going. Most of the time you're not really going to hurt yourself, 9 times out of 10. So, excellent fun. But the thing we found out performance-wise is that, the Zero, this modified Zero with a stock motor and everything, wow, hella fast, super fun, monster brakes. It smoked everything on the track in its path. It did take a 3rd place in our little impromptu race at the end of the day. The only thing that beat it was one of the instructors from the class and a guy on an XL burning alcohol. So, props to the Zero.
But yeah, as a stock bike, this DRZ, which was not meant to be a racing motorcycle, you could get your groceries on it, go home, go ride to this go-kart track, rip a ton of laps, peel off the tape covering up your headlight, and go home again. I mean, it's just that kind of versatility that it's really cool, right? Absolutely.
That's the great thing with this motorcycle is all we did today was tape off the blinkers and headlights, remove the mirrors, and that was it. This came from Suzuki as stock as it would off a showroom floor, and you could do the same thing. And what we did find also is that performance-wise, as espousing how good the Zero was, we do have to take note that, after 3 laps, there was a power decrease because we had some motor overheating, right? And, we talked with Harlan, there's some modifications you can make, put an SR motor in there. For 3 laps, the Zero was kick-ass. If it was a long race, the DRZ is going to catch up and, would have passed the Zero because of that, the power decrease. So kind of props to Suzuki in that way for the old ICE engine. It was slower, but it was able to maintain its progress or its speed, throughout the day. I think it should be noted, we went through a tank and maybe, another 1/4 gallon of fuel on this thing to do this all day. And then actually the Zero lasted the entire day as well, doing pretty much 15-minute sessions, throughout the day. And, neither one let us down. In the, electric versus ice thing, they actually both did pretty good this time around.
Now, weaknesses. Personally, I thought the power on the Suzuki was a bit lacking, kind of a letdown for me. What do you think about that?
Yeah, I didn't mind it so much. I was able to, hang for the most part. The race bikes were definitely quicker, and when the Zero was running good, it just stepped away from the Suzuki, so, there was that. But, weakness-wise, really, I think also we'd have to mention its price. The Suzuki's going to be a hell of a lot, more inexpensive to get into than the Zero bike is. I like the sound of, ice engines. We all do, right? We're gearheads, but It's so cool riding around that thing with making that kind of like high-pitched whine coming off of that electric motor.
Star Wars geek in you really comes out.
Right, exactly. I'm like, you know, Darth Vader all over the place. So I do like that. So it's a unique experience, let's say. So I guess, Troy, we could say that, you know, we know a lot of people, the electric bike's not going to be their, you know, piece of pie. It is a more expensive motorcycle compared to the Suzuki. But again, you know, in discussion with Harlan, business is booming. He's selling these bikes. So for a lot of people, you know, this is their choice to go with. I think, like I said, it was a unique experience. You know, but for a lot of people, I think, you know, the DRZ might be the way to go. You know, it's still a gas-powered thing. You know, it's more inexpensive. Or then you could be like the guy we met today who had the 87 XL 600 burning alcohol, and actually he whipped everybody. So
$800 motorcycle.
yeah, $800.
Let's wrap it up there. Let's go home and really download our brains some more. You got to go to the site, Motorcycle.com. We'll download our brains. We'll really compare and contrast these two, and we'll wrap it up there, and we'll see you next time.
Nothing is forever.